down to the wire.
Yeah, and this is week 6 of the Valor series, and it's amazing to see how we've gone from week 1 all the way to where we are now at week 6. So many teams have come onto the scene. They've improved and developed so much that it just gives me so much hope and excitement for how Arena of Valor's competitive scene will develop in the rest of 2018 here. And I can't wait for the live playoffs and, of course, the World Cup. That's going to be so exciting to see which region is going to be able to claim the first ever World Championship title for Arena of Valor.
Now, Suijay, 6 weeks ago coming into the regular season, I know you had all the prep coming into week number 1, but were you expecting it to be this close in both regions coming in here for week number 6?
Yeah, I thought that, honestly, it would be a much an uneven matchup, but these teams have grown so much. I mean, who would have thought that Vitality, For the Dream, and Nova, and also Royal would be in contention to compete for the top 4 spots, and they exactly proved that. And that shows you that when you put the work in, it's going to pay off. And Team Noob, you know, a team that's been together so long, you see why the longer that you stay together and the longer that you play together, the better and more consistent you become, and that's exactly how Team Noob has formed.
So now at 90 seconds into the game, we find ourselves yet again in a question mark for the Dream. How aggressive are they going to be? They have an opportunity to be a little bit more aggressive in game 2 than they were in game number 1, considering you see members such as Zephys as well as Tulin on their roster. Mr. Rain on this top side of the map. Now, taking a look at the all-star top laners that we have, you think about you think about Mr. Rain, you think about Sivka, you think about a bunch of others in Europe. How do you rate Mr. Rain onto one of the side of the Silers? Actually, we're going to have to pause on that piece of analysis because Abyssal Dragon is going to get taken down here. It does look like it is very close, but Team Queso, unfortunately, unable to secure that as a rotation comes out by For the Dream. That's going to put that into their hands. No one is going to fall outside of the Noob. And so just like that, For the Dream picking themselves up an advantage on both the Dragon as well as that bottom side of the map. But I want to go back to that point. Mr. Rain, how are you enjoying him as far as a presence in the side lane compared to some of the other all-star side laners that you see in Europe?
Yeah, he made plays. I mean, he did such a good job on Wonder Woman. And look at his Omen. He's getting locked on Ibuchichi. That's Embrace, and that's key there for Omen. Once you get level 4 to 5, he's going to die for that, but he did make a play to kill Ibuchichi, which allows his team to then deny jungle and take even more jungle away from Team Queso and puts them in almost a 2K goal lead, which is massive and such a good play earlier from Rez. He's able to use Wonder Woman, engage onto there, and use his execute to secure the kill in bottom lane there, and then they're able to convert that kill into starving out the bottom and Slayer side jungle of Team Queso. So this is going to set Team Queso back a little significantly here. No towers have been taken, and For the Dream has taken the Dragon, which puts them in a nice 1.5k gold lead.
So now, as we find ourselves in an advantage for the Dream, they have taken the early game composition that they have decided to employ and have found themselves in a 2,000 gold lead at just under the 4-minute mark. Team Queso trying to acquire themselves some vision on the bottom side of the map by taking down that Seagull. Meanwhile, on the opposite side, you're going to have the inverse Seagull being taken by For the Dream. Spirit Sentinel on the top side of the map spawning in just under 5 seconds. So securing that vision to make that nice and easy. And so now, Shurko's going to get dived upon by 3 members of Team Queso, but Grizzly Q, like the great support that he is, will find himself there to protect his teammate as Arena of Violet and Mr. Rain take the Spirit Sentinel. Another objective for the Dream.
Yeah, that was huge. Circle was able to get in there and almost got caught. He got CC. However, the poison gas bomb from Ruiz pushed him away. If he placed that poison gas bomb, pushed him back towards the middle of the river, and then used his Disciple Plague ultimate and then cast another poison gas bomb to stun him, they would have got the kill in Circle. However, it did not work out. And as a result, For the Dream is going to contest the Dragon again and potentially secure it.
They're going to get themselves another Abyssal Dragon. Under 5 minutes, we are starting to see For the Dream flip the switch all in their favor. They haven't got themselves a tower quite yet. Good rotations by Team Queso to try to get themselves some sort of defense. Unfortunately, though, the quicker and the faster that this gold lead acquires in the favor of For the Dream, things aren't going to be looking very good for the Cheese experts themselves, as it looks like a nice little rotation Mr. Rain is going to be able to walk away with that save butch, giving a little bit of cooldown reduction. They're going to steal away the Spider as well, as they have cleared out the top side of this Queso map. Team Queso, unfortunately, haven't been able to get themselves in any sort of positive defensive maneuvering for the Dream, walking away with quite the victory.
Yeah, they're doing such a good job invading jungle and slowly getting their gold lead more and more. Second dragon already. Now the key that Team Queso needs to do is they need to get a pick and push towers, because that's their comp's win condition. You know, they have an ADC, they have Lindis. They can easily push down waves with the Preda. They can easily engage and disengage with the Alice. So what they need to do is get these picks and start getting towers so that their jungle can be protected easier. Because right now, For the Dream is having really solid rotations, invading their jungle and taking camps away to deny farm and give them this 3K gold lead.
So now you're going to find a nice little rotation. Just as we were saying, Team Queso hasn't been able to find themselves in a great spot, are able to very successfully pick themselves up a double kill. And what better hands to get that into than Ibuchichi, the one needing those extra resources on that Lindis.
Yeah, they got 2 kills and a tower. They're going to trade it for a tower down here, but that was worth it because of those 2 kills. And then that makes the gold lead drop to like 2K now, almost around 2K instead of 3K. And look at this Wonder Woman being so aggressive, Barbarian. That last is going to come right out, and he's going to secure the kill onto it. Look at
just as you
flicker.
say that, it's going to be a little flicker coming out of Barbara, so a nice little cheeky play coming out of him to defend from Grizzly Q's ultimate, as Rez as well as Grizzly Q are going to have to be forced to walk away now. And so despite that nice little engage on the bottom side, Barbara finding himself a good spot. Ruz, in the meanwhile, has done a great job at continuously clearing waves in the mid, not allowing For the Dream to get any kind of extra damage on this mid lane tower.
Yeah, what a nice play by Team Queso. If they keep this up, they can get back in, but look at the damage on Ibuchi. He's got to watch his positioning as Lindis. He cannot get that close to his Zephyrs, because if he does, Zephyrs is going to be able to do so much burst damage. And if he gets stunned by Zephyrs Death from above, that's going to be GG. So Lindis, Ibuchichi, has got to watch his position. He cannot be at the front line of his team. He has to make sure that he fights from the back line and is protected by his team.
Team Queso needs to be very careful because they cannot allow multiple members to go down. If they find themselves in a team fight, yes, sure, someone can fall, someone can be the sacrificial lamb, but if 2, 3, or in worse situations, 4 or 5 go down for their team, there is so much pushing power on the hands of For the Dream. When you take a look at what you have with Mr. Rain and Arena of Violet, as well as coupled with the attack damage that Rez has, as the invade timings on the bottom side of Queso's jungle are real. For the Dream making themselves quite the valiant effort, as we are at 8 minutes into the game. Sherko and Arena of Violet rotating yet again, denying so many resources from Team Queso.
Yeah, that was such a good steal by Sherko on the red buff, but they do miss that little one jungle camp, but that's not going to make that big of a difference. They are almost at a 5K goal. Look at them, they're camping the jungle. That's exactly what you want to do in an assassin combination like this. Dive comp, just camp the jungle and engage.
So now you see Sherko picking up that kill onto Barbara. There's not much that Team Queso could do at this point in time. Mr. Rain is going to have to be forced to flicker away, but it doesn't matter because the rest of his team is going to be there for the protection. He's going to end up actually using that speed up to move himself towards the top side of the map, which gives an opportunity to Sherko to kind of split the wave here and try to get some little bit of extra vision. You can see him doing the damage onto Ibuchichi, but with the noob there for the protection, they're not going to be able to do as much as they wanted. Meanwhile, Rez doing a great job at getting some extra damage onto this tower. I stand corrected. He's actually going to take the tower. Ruz is going to get knocked up on the wall. The lasso will draw Rez to him, and Grizzly Q will end up picking up that kill onto Ruz. For the Dream, getting a kill and a tower. Yeah,
Rez again winning his side lane here. Really nice split push there, cutting the wave, allowing both siege cannon. When there's 2 siege carts that come up like that, you have to counter it. And look at this engage there by Zephyrs, gets Ibuchichi off guard, and the noob is going to be killed by a beautiful Thunderbird ultimate coming from Sherko there.
So now, yet again, another set of kills going into the hands of For the Dream, and with 2 members down, Ibuchichi and the noob being pivotal to any sort of Dark Slayer defense, Team Queso is going to end up losing that as For the Dream secures themselves a Dark Slayer at 9 minutes, 35 seconds into the game, which, although they've only gotten themselves 2 towers, will give all the pushing power they need, and this is where things are going to start to fall apart for Queso.
Yeah, it is starting to fall apart. They're getting snowballed pretty hard here. And again, they got to snowball. They got to stop the snowball here. It's already a 10K gold deficit. They're losing their jungle. They haven't pushed any towers, only except for top. but they need to rotate better. They need to watch their positioning. Ibuchichi is still getting caught out by Violet, by Arena Violet. Zephy's there, so he's got to be careful and make sure that he's doing damage safely from the back line.
And so now we are seeing yet again another onslaught by For the Dream, using this Darkslayer buff to their advantage. They were able to secure themselves 2 towers. Mind you, since already securing that Darkslayer, minions are going to be pushed up onto the bot side. You're going to have Rez and them stopping it before it gets pushed too down and far into the lane, so they can allow their minions to push themselves up and have some kind of vector damage. Meanwhile, Rue is doing a great job at trying his best to defend the turrets, but now you're going to have a little scuffle on the top side of the map. You can see the ultimate coming down of Yavix, but it's not going to be able to do too much. Ruse is going to charge up the attack, but he doesn't have the damage to boot just yet. He's only sitting at 1, 1, and 2. It is not enough damage to help them out. You're going to have an inner turret being taken on the mid side of the map. Mr. Rain's going to get damage on the top side of the map, and so just like that, For the Dream gets themselves a little bit of a fight, but yet another objective in their victory.
Yeah, you can see that how good Prada is at clearing wave. That's exactly what Team Queso needs to do. Is just keep clearing the wave, get fed. The level disparity is too big right now. Level 14 already on Arena Violet. He's going to be able to do so much damage on the noob of Team Queso because level 9 Alice is going to be so squishy. And look at what Alice is building. Not that much defense. Building attack speed, War Boots, and a Frosty's there. The Frosty's makes a lot of sense because of the extra slow it gives to her Hissy Fit ultimate. But the attack speed doesn't really, for me, synergize as well on a support there. So I feel like Alice is so easy to focus and target, and that's exactly what For the Dream needs to do, is just focus the front line. You know, no one is really a tank except for the Malik, but he's not even that tanky based on his item build so far.
So now as we're coming up on the 12-minute mark, 5 towers have been taken. It looks like to be a 4th Abyssal Dragon as well. Still have a lot of time before that next Darkslayer comes up, so they're going to have to wait themselves a little bit for that. Shurko's going to secure that Spirit and Sentinel, and so now the only priority that should be on the playbook for Team Queso is clear waves. The only 2 words that matter to them at this point in time, because they have to allow themselves to scale up, because if not, For the Dream will walk away with this Game 2 win.
Yeah, exactly. They got to get Lindis her 3rd Tier 3 damage on, but it looks like he might be building towards what looks like a Frost Cape here. Prada is their main source of damage. Look at the number of damage item that Prada has, and it allows Prada to clear the wave so fast. If they keep this up, they may be able to turtle long enough to get back in the game. But Mr. Rain, again, using his ultimate when his team is not with him, and as a result, they can't take advantage of it. He might be caught up by his other team, but he's going to be able to jump out to safety.
So now, a little bit of a safety there for Mr. Rain. He will not decide to go back and try to get himself a little bit of build-up on the camp. Meanwhile, you're going to have yet a little bit of a rotation coming out of For the Dream, trying to whittle away these towers. It's little by little that they have to do so. Meanwhile, you're going to have a complete ignorant Yavix not able to clear out the waves as quickly as he wants, as a wave has been efficiently managed by For the Dream. So they're going to secure themselves a tower in the top side. 3 members have rotated, which have allowed Shurko and Grizzly Q to get extra damage. It's now down to 40% HP. And so just like that, little by little, Arena of Valor, a game of inches For the Dream, slowly but surely trying to add those inches into feet as Rez picks up the kill onto Yavix. Now that the disadvantage has been created, For the Dream could look to open up this base.
Yeah, Rez is playing so well. He's the most fed on the team. 9.6k on this Wonder Woman. Almost full build. He just needs 1 more Tier 3 out of him to get his full build. And because of the health and the number of HP that Wonder Woman has, it's going to allow her to do so much more damage. And she has Muramasa as well, which gives that 40% plus armor penetration. And look at Omen there. Omen as well has significant damage items. And in Tulin, 3 Tier 3 damage items already. That's going to be heavy and devastating damage onto Team Queso if they bunch up against the Tulin.
14 minutes in the game. 45,000 gold is in the pockets of For the Dream. Suijay, we'll round that up to 15 minutes. That's 15,000 gold every, that's 15,000 gold every 3 minutes that you see coming out of their pockets. So
yeah.
It has been, or every 5 minutes rather, it has been unbelievable for the Dream thus far in their resource acquisition.
What they need to do is they need to organize and split push this waves, because they don't have an ADC. They don't have a range character that can knock these towers down, because when they get on top of tower, they're a little suspect to the amount of range and burst coming from the side of Team Queso. So they need to organize waves, and that's exactly what they're going to do here. Rain's going to go in 1v3, however, but his team needs to support him. They need to secure one of these high ground towers to get the super minion to spawn and allow them to put more lane pressure against Team Queso. But right now, Team Queso is playing really smart. They're staying safe in their base.
They have the added advantage of a Preda. Preda has got himself, despite the fact that he's 1-1-2, 7,500 gold, has enough resources to clear the waves on a fully charged ability. But it's going to be the question of, are they able to handle the cross-map pressure? Because you see Mr. Rain doing a great job thus far, coming himself onto Yavix. Wouldn't be surprised if he tries to push in, but you see the 3-man rotation coming down out of Team Queso. But this is what's good, because Team Queso can't come out of their base for the Dream, recognizing this, decide actually to back themselves off. 3 members are going to go onto the Dark Slayer. You can see the scout, the lookout crew, Grizzly Q, doing a good job of making sure there isn't a rotation coming out of Team Queso. Though Team Queso recognizing this, doesn't matter. 16 minutes in, second Dark Slayer for the Dream.
Yeah, this is their chance now. They need to get kills under tower. They need to play so aggressive. Once they get 1 or 2 kills on our tower, it's going to be a good game for the Dream. So what they need to do is get these kills and use a Dark's Embrace and combo it with their fellow teammates here. And look at the dive onto Noob there. He's going to fall right away to circle.
So not only do they fall, but make that 2 high ground turrets have fallen into the favor of For the Dream. And with the minions pushing in, this could be it. For the Dream needed this victory to find themselves 1 step closer to securing the #2 overall seed coming into the regional finals at E3. It took 16.5 minutes to do it, but the 2